Alright, so we're back at the pit again. Gonna test out if the floor is still any stable.
So what we did is just sent Bryce down the hole, see what's going on down there. Kind of tied him off on that rope, and now that he's down the hole, we can just see what is actually going on in there. Turns out the floor is still pretty springy. So without a stable floor, with him jumping around, you can see the floor pretty much bounce every time. What we decided we needed to do is probably just move to a new location, but I hadn't quite made up our mind on that yet. Another weird thing is that the floor was actually still just smoking. So the floor was smoking and we hadn't been there in like 4 days. So it seemed like something underneath the floor was probably still burning, and there was like fire coming out at random points.
Can you see where that hole is down there? Like that you could see down into?
Like right here?
Yeah.
I can't believe it was still smoking.
It still is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's 4 days ago.
If you have a hole that keeps on smoking after 3 or 4 days, it's probably time to move on.
I guess we can just explore and try to find a new spot.
That's a good idea.
It definitely sounds like hollow.
Yeah. And did you see the floor in there? Like when he jumps around, it bounces.
Yeah, well, guess I'll bring this up to firewood.
So after that, what we discovered was actually even weirder. There's this giant hole, maybe 100, 150 feet away from this pit, and there was actually smoke coming out of it. So that is just really, really sketchy. I mean, because the two holes I've determined now are probably connected to each other, and having the two holes connected means that this hole actually continues down quite a ways past where we are, and that pretty much just makes it a no-go. So it's time to find a new part, or a new fort for our next shelter. Unfortunately, after all that work, we just have to move on, but sometimes that's the way it goes. And from now on, we're just going to double check floors before we get started. So see you next time, and if you want to see the next fort, please subscribe, and we'll see you there.